Alright, welcome to another episode of Long Haul Garage. Today, working on Project Fox some more. Well, as you guys saw in the last video, I got it all back together, fixed the vacuum leaks. Well, at least I hope it fixed the vacuum leaks. Didn't get a chance to do any testing in that regard, but that's okay, because I came to the conclusion that instead of sitting there spending my time trying to fix the stock carburetor, nickel and diming myself to death, just to get kind of meh performance out of it, I figured, especially with the ported intake, I should go with a Weber. Not just any Weber. This is a Weber 3838 quote-unquote outlaw carburetor. Meaning, I've already been in this box once, but come on. Meaning, it does not have a traditional secondary. It has a progressive double barrel setup. So that way, as you throttle it up, it simply does its job and opens both barrels at once. And as the name describes, they're both 38 millimeter. Will this be bad for gas mileage? Sure. Does that suck with gas being around $5 a gallon? Yes. But this won't be driven super often. And it's one of those things that I'd rather have it drive better and be more reliable when I am driving it than worry about gas mileage. So today, we're going to be gutting all the emissions crap off of this thing. This box here that distributes vacuum, gone, because I'm only going to need one going straight to the vacuum advance. EGR valve I've already pulled off. I needed to get a cap that would match. But yeah, that's the agenda today. Gut all the emissions crap off of it and go from there. Just like that, all the vacuum modulator is out. We're gonna hang on to that just for nostalgia purposes, because that's all the vacuum lines in this car. That could also be part of my problem, is that could be a giant, massive vacuum leak. So that's another reason why I'm going this route. Because I don't know if that's a giant vacuum leak because the diaphragms in it are no good. I don't know. me to disturbing. It's all been 12 so far. But yes, all the stuff that I'm removing for emissions purposes is a potential cause for a vacuum leak. Whether it be this vacuum diaphragm here that helps control the EGR, or the multiple diaphragms in that box that control where the vacuum goes, all of it's a potential vacuum leak. So I figured, let's get better performance and eliminate any possible vacuum leaks in the process. Yeah, figuring out linkage on this is going to be fun. It turns the opposite direction of where I need it to go, for starters. And it pulls on the opposite throttle shaft. And stock carburetor is off for the final time. Move the plastic spacer here. Come on, gently. Come on, there we go. Okay, plastic spacer is off. Now, I have a few more things to do, but moment of truth here. Test fit carburetor adapter plate. Oh, beautiful. It's perfect. Oh, goody, goody two shoes. I was a little worried about that. Not gonna lie, I was a little worried there. Okay, got a rag here, stuff it in the intake so nothing gets in it. But I have encountered a point of no return. This line, which used to go to the choke for the original carburetor, is not a water choke like I thought it was. It actually loops around the back of the exhaust manifold, and it doesn't have anywhere to disconnect. So I'm going to have to cut this line and pinch it off so I don't have an exhaust leak. But other than that, I can always weld it back on later if I really want to go back to stock carburetor, but I don't ever plan to. So, yeah. And that has to happen now because the carburetor will not fit in that spot because that line sits right where the back of the carb wants to be. So yeah, that's what we're doing next, is cutting that and making that happen. this is going to be basic tubing cutter. Okay, now we're at the point of putting the first part of the adapter plate on. This particular adapter setup is a 2-piece. Not my preferred. I prefer the 1-pieces, but they do work. Okay. First half of the adapter plate. This will be the second half. Yes, there will be a gasket. Looking down there, there's some stuff I could keep porting if I wanted to make it smoother, but at this point I'm not worried about it. Oh, yeah. Okay, the gasket they give you to put on for the air filter doesn't clear anything. What the hell? Okay, fine. All right. Oh, the glory. That will be the new view when you open the hood, hopefully. Let's see. Will it clear? Does it clear the hood? It clears the hood by a mile. Beautiful. Much cleaner without all that smog and emissions crap in the way, that's for sure. And then the fuel line is already conveniently right there. And the right size for the nipple. Then it's just run a vacuum line from that port to the distributor. And I'm not bolting the carburetor down at the moment. I got to figure out what I'm doing for linkage to make it function. But I could, at this point, bolt the carburetor to it and probably start it and run it. But look at the glory. That's magnificent. Tuning it could prove to be a challenge. considering the idle adjustment screw is down here. That's going to be interesting to be able to adjust that. But overall, that is going to be way better than it was before, and it will be a good, brand new carburetor that will provide me better performance, no vacuum leaks, a whole lot less potential for vacuum leaks. Because eliminating all of this, all those vacuum lines are a potential leak, all the diaphragms in here are a potential leak, all the stuff for the EGR is a potential leak. All of that's a potential vacuum leak. And since those parts are unattainable now, well, obviously the vacuum line I can get anywhere, but everything else is unattainable. Beautiful thing is that it has a connector for that vacuum control box. One of those has to be keyed power. So I'll probably tap in there for the choke. And then just run the vacuum line and I'll be set. Have to plug off this port here because that was for the EGR. Have to plug that off. The plug I got doesn't work for it, so I'll have to figure something else out. But overall, that'll do it. I'll have to play with a bunch of other stuff to try and make it happy. I have to figure out linkage. I'm going to have to convert to cable, but the problem is going to be that kickdown linkage for the trans. Because it wants to go, by default, it wants to go here. It wants to go here, and that's nowhere close. I wonder if I'll be able to snake it up through that hole right there. Because if I can snake it up, actually, if I can disconnect it, snake it up through here, I can make that work. Tweak the linkage, come up through the hole where that... Ooh, I might be able to do that. That might be what I do. We'll play with it more and figure it out. But that'll be it for today. That's going to be it for today. I'm going to pick my brain and figure out how I want to make this linkage work. It's going to be interesting, considering I have to go with a cable setup. It's going to be interesting to figure out how I want to make this all work. But there'll be another video on that later. Till next time.